We're 12 seconds into this video, and I'm asking myself, do I really need to say any more? Does that sum up the investment opportunities of the future? If you're 55 years and under, does that tell you where you should be putting your money in the future? I'll go into more depth how I'm going to take advantage of general artificial intelligence and free energy and exponential growth of computing power, and how I think that's going to fit into my life, particularly as an investor, and particularly as a young investor like you are. Well, it's all there. Go back, start this video over, and watch the first 12 seconds, and you'll know where this world's going.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeier.
In 1989, I was 55 years old. I was a financial advisor with American Express Financial Advisors, and I remember driving to work and hearing people on the radio talk about the World Wide Web and all the conversation about, we now have a .com that you can come find us on the internet. And I really didn't pay much attention to it. I didn't understand what it was going to be. But what if somebody had come to me and said, look, this is going to change the world. It's going to change the world dramatically. And there's a couple of companies. There's a company called Apple. Yeah, no, it's not the Beatles record label. It's Apple. And it's run by a guy by the name of Steve Jobs. And they have a unique idea. And then there's another company called Microsoft. It's owned by a guy by the name of Bill Gates and Paul Allen. And they are all talking about how this World Wide Web is going to change our world. We need to look into it. Well, you would have thought that would have happened working for American Express Financial Advisors, but it didn't. It didn't. What if it had? Several years later, I might have understood and discovered a company by the name of Google, who was going to basically open the library up to me and the Dewey Decimal System and allow me to search for anything that I wanted to read or learn about. And it was available on this thing called the World Wide Web. And then later, I would have heard about a small company out in Seattle who was going to make books available to me. And then later than that, anything and everything by the name of Amazon, like the river, you know, in South America. And then there was this young guy, he was a student at Harvard, and he and his buddies put together a dating website that was only available to Harvard students, and then beyond that, it eventually became available to anybody who had an EDU web address. So that was a guy by the name of Mark Zuckerberg, and he created Facebook. Well, what if I had how would my life have been different if I had paid attention and maybe joined a community on this new thing called World Wide Web, and they had chat rooms and threads and this sort of thing? And what if I had gotten involved in them and opened up an online conversation to learn more about what's going on? Well, that's where you are today. If you're 55 and it's going into 2023, this is the new words, though, are not the World Wide Web. It's called General Artificial Intelligence. And then they're talking about solar energy and wind power energy, and then the exponential growth of computing power. Wow, what if, in fact, in the future, you could determine that energy was going to be free because of solar and wind power, and that computing power was going to escalate so rapidly that it basically became free. And then general artificial intelligence opened up a whole new world of decision making, and those companies that had the data that had been collected over the prior 40 years were in a position to exponentially grow their influence on the world. Now, what if through this community that I joined, I was able to identify the new Apple and Microsoft and the new Facebook and Amazon? What if I were able to do that? Would my life be different in the future? I think so, but that's where we are right now. I want you to stop this video and go back and watch the first 12 seconds again, because this is going to, if this sinks into your head and you understand it, it's going to change your world. Now the question is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to take advantage of this growth, this change that's going to happen? How are you going to put aside what happened today, that we actually added jobs and we put pressure on Jay Powell to raise interest rates higher? What are you going to do about that? Why the hell would you do anything about it? It isn't going to change your life. It'll be corrected. You're 55 years old. Maybe you're 25 years old. This is merely a pebble in the road. It's not even a pothole. This is just something that was created as a result of something else that happened. We called it the coronavirus. It'll probably someday be called the corona bubble. It created a flow of $9 trillion into our economy, an increase of our money supply by 40%. That's going to cause inflation. Yeah. And at the same time, we had a coronavirus. That's going to create a supply chain problem. Could that address inflation? Could that address increasing interest rates? Is it a forever condition? Hell no, it's not. It's a pebble in the road. And so you need to raise your eyes up above that pebble, look into the future, and go back and start this video over and watch the first 12 seconds. I've made a new video every day for over 3 years now. And every once in a while I say to myself, Kerry, that's the most important video you've ever made in this past whatever time period. I think this one is. And I first think the first 12 seconds of this video, if it doesn't light a fire under you to say, holy crap, this is what's going to happen. Our world is going to change. Kathy Woods was right. She was right. Yeah, we beat up on her for the last 2 years, but she was right that there's going to be exponential growth. There's going to be disruption. There's going to be technical change. And we haven't even talked about genome sequencing and genome editing and genome therapy, how we're going to take the diseases out of our lives. That's going to be helped by general artificial intelligence. This all ties together. There is a package waiting outside your front door right now that could change your life. You just got to act on it. Where should you act on it? Join a community. Find somebody who thinks like you think and join them and talk with them and learn from them. You know, the greatest gift that God gave you is your mind and your ability to learn. And then the greater gift that your country gave you is the ability to invest in people who are smarter than you. The ability to invest in the people who open up their garage and create things like Google or Microsoft or Apple or Amazon. Are you aware they all started in a garage? Maybe we need to move to our garage, huh? You think that's where it might all start? No, it'll start in your mind. And you need to read. You need to start reading nonfiction. And you need to come to understand, what is general artificial intelligence? Where are we with nuclear energy? Where are we with wind power? Where are we with solar? And then what is genome sequencing? And how's all that going to affect my life? It's your choice. I've just given you the best 12 seconds of your life. So now that's my Christmas gift to you. You need to now act on it. I would ask you to come join our community. We are Best of Us Investors. We're actually going to build out this community further so that it's not only talking about where should you invest, but how you should invest. Should you take advantage of the tax code? How should you set up your estate plan? How should you protect your family from disability, from nursing home care, from death? How should you structure your full financial life? That's what Best of Us Investors is going to become. We're going to grow, and I am inviting you to grow with us. Go into the description, find the link to Best of Us Investors, and join our Patreon, join our Discord, and join our website. All right, that's my gift to you today. Go back. Watch the first 12 seconds of this video. If you can understand it and it can light you up, then I've achieved my objective for today. Talk to you again tomorrow.